Hello, everyone from Rick's. This is John from Route Genie, and I'm going to take you through kind of a quick tutorial on how your company will be using the Route Genie driver app today. We do have a video on YouTube that takes you through the driver app, but it does include a lot of the different options and settings and different ways that you can do things within Route Genie. So we wanted to create something that was just for you and to show you exactly what your experience will be like day to day. So your first step, obviously, is to download the Route Genie driver app. I've already done that here on my phone, but you can search on the Android, the Google Play Store, or the Apple Store with an iOS device for Route Genie driver or Route Genie driver app, and you'll be able to find that application pretty easily and go ahead and download it. Now, depending on your device, you might be asked for a couple permissions that are very important after you open it for the first time. One will be for notifications. That will help you get alerts when there are trips that are assigned to you or offered to you. You will probably want to turn that on. We don't spam you with anything. We don't give you any nonsense messages. You're only going to get alerts about your trip. So very important to have your notifications turned on. Secondly is GPS. For Route Genie to operate and for Motive Care and their rules now, it is required that your GPS is active so that we can confirm that you are at the pickup locations and drop-off locations and capture the times and the geo coordinates to send over to Motive Care and some other payers. So you can allow GPS while you're using the app, or you can always allow. We only track when you're signed into a shift. So when you're signed into work and take trips is the only time that we capture any location information. But that will be very important to have that signed in, as the app will not work without that activated. Now, once you have those things good to go, your next step is to get signed in. You only have to do this one time, or anytime there's like an operating system upgrade or a major upgrade to the app. You might be asked to do this again, so it might be something you might want to jot down, or the office will have access to this information from the system. But that is to enter your company ID. Now, I am using our demo account to do this today, as I need to have trips that are close to me here in Western New York. So this is going to be different from what you're seeing on the screen. So what I'm telling you is the proper ID. What you're seeing on the screen is not the correct ID. The ID you want to put in is RA1080. Again, that's R as in Romeo, A as in Alpha, 1080. The ID you're seeing on the screen is our demo account. So you don't want to be entering anything there. The second thing that you're going to be prompted to do is to sign in. Every one of you will have your own login and password, your own driver ID. I'm signing in as my main man, Donald Duck here. It is case sensitive. You see it's all caps there. It is case sensitive. So when you get your driver ID, sometimes your keyboard likes to capitalize the first letter sometimes where it might not need to be. So just be aware that it is case sensitive in both the username and the password. Both are case sensitive. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log in. Now, we have a few things going on here on the login. So you'll see when I hit today's shifts, I actually have a shift scheduled today to start at 1:45 p.m. I see my vehicle ID there, which in your case is going to be your vehicle, and then I'm scheduled to end at 6 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in here. The request new shift button is only if you're requesting to sign in when you're not scheduled to work. So if you get a spur of the moment trip assigned to you and dispatch hasn't created you a shift, you can request a new shift there. But for you, you're going to really go and you're going to go ahead and start the shift. Now it's going to ask me what vehicle I'm driving. That's just to confirm and make sure that it's the same vehicle. Nothing's changed about that vehicle. And yours is always your name. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my vehicle there. It's going to go ahead and ask me to enter my odometer reading. That's needed for billing sometimes, and then it's going to ask me if I need to take my vehicle home. Now, we have turned on our side this vehicle checklist, which is at the start and end of every shift. We have to go in and inspect our vehicle and make sure it's A-OK. My understanding from talking to your team is that this isn't required at this point. However, it might be down the road in the future. As AMT evolves, we're seeing things like this pop up as being requirements in different states. So this may be something that you work with in the future, but you don't have to worry about it right now. Now I'm going to sign off for that checklist there. Now, this is asking me to attest to previous trips. And the reason for this, and I did this on purpose actually to make sure we could show this to you guys. If someone manually signs you out of your last shift, the last time you worked, you forgot to sign out and someone had to manually go in and kick you out of your shift to end the shift, we still have to sign to attest it and say, hey, yes, I did perform those trips. Motive Care is one of the payers, for example, that requires that. So at the end of every shift, you'll be asked to attest that, yes, I did indeed perform all of the trips that I said I did today. So this is telling me, hey, last time you were signed out, you didn't sign off on your trips. So I need you to do this now. I wanted to show this to you because it is a fairly common thing that pops up and sometimes causes some confusion. So I wanted you to be able to see that. So once we've signed off on our trips from yesterday, now we're online and we're ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead. Now we have a few different ways that we can look at our information here, but I want to show you a few things first. The first thing is here you'll see our chat. So you can actually chat with users, or you guys will have the Route Genie client app. So your passengers will be able to interact with you directly on the app as well. So as a driver, for safety reasons, we don't allow you to initiate a chat, but if a passenger or the office initiates a chat with you, you'll see that here and you'll be able to respond to them kind of just like a text message. Now, right now, our trip screen here is blank because we don't have any trips. Sometimes you'll see a trip there waiting for you because you've already been assigned that trip. I wanted to let you see the experience, what that looks like when a trip is assigned to you. So I wanted to assign that trip live. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that trip in the system now. And this is instantaneous. I'm clicking to assign the trip right now. And you can see even before I completed the sentence, we have that new trip popping up. It's telling me, hey, you've got a new trip to pick up at 1:40 p.m. With Mickey Mouse. That's where I am right now is the address there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to accept that trip that I want to take that trip and move forward. And here we see all of our stops. And we got a prompt to pop up that says, hey, it's time to go for Mickey Mouse. It's reminding us. So that way, if you do sign in or you have a break between trips, if it's time to leave for your next pickup, the system will actually tell you when it's time to leave. Now, I'm going to skip that just so we can see this screen. So this screen is what you'll be working with for the most part every day. So you'll see we have, we're picking up Mickey, we're dropping off Mickey. I only have one trip today. If you had multiple trips, those trips would be stacked up here. And you'll see the top trip, I have that Start Now button. I also have the default nav app button. If you press that default nav app button, it's going to go into your phone and find what the default navigation app is. On iPhones, it's set to Apple Maps. You can't do anything. It is what it is. On Android phones, you can set your default navigation app and choose whether you want Google Maps or Waze or something else. It will open whatever that default is and give you directions to that address right from the app. But I'm just going to go ahead. I know where I'm going because I'm already there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Start Now. And it's going to go ahead and tell me, I'm on my way to my trip. Now, once I've arrived, you'll see I have that call out and that no-show button that appeared. I also have this kind of thing flashing down at me that will open a map to show me where exactly the address is compared to where I am if I want to be able to see it there. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say my passenger got in the vehicle. So at the top, you see it says load. I'm going to go ahead and touch that. And now you'll see that that person is in the vehicle. Now, at this point, I would go to maybe my default nav app, or if I know where I'm going, I'm going to hit the road and I'm going to drop off that passenger. Once I arrive at the drop off, you'll see that flashing beacon again pop up, letting you know that you're nearby. So if you want to see the navigation, up close to where you're going, you can do that. Or again, if I know where I am, I just go ahead and I'm all set. Once the passenger is out of the vehicle, I can go ahead and hit complete. I can go ahead and make any comments that I want to about that trip or that client. Mickey Mouse, we know he's always happy, so I'm going to go ahead and say he was very happy. And then I'm going to hit the signature button, which is asking me for Mickey's signature to sign off that he indeed took that ride. So I can send that over to Motive Care or payer, whoever that is. So Mickey's going to go ahead and sign for us. And we're all done. That's it. So very, very simple, very easy for you guys to use as you move forward. And some exciting stuff, I think, for you guys with what's coming with the client app. And we'll get you guys some kind of more efficient trips and make it easier for you and your team to handle those trips. Now, one last thing I want to cover is at the end of the day, I do have the ability to use the end shift button to end my day. So I touch the three lines in the top left, right under where it says App Store right now. If I touch that, I can go ahead and end shift. And then again, I've got to do my checklist here. You won't have to do that, but maybe in the future. And now I am all set. Now you'll see it's asking me, I told you before, if we don't sign off on our trips, it'll ask us to next time So I'm going to go ahead and sign off that I performed those trips today. And now I'm back to my main screen where I can request to log in, or I can go ahead and look and see if I have any more shifts today. So that is it. We do host driver app trainings. My screen rotated there. I'm going to go ahead and stop with my screen, but I'll keep the audio going for a little bit. We do have driver app trainings available. So if you do want additional training on the app and to go through some real life scenarios that might come up, we do have that training twice a week. So we will supply your team with that link to sign up for training so they can send it out to you. You can sign up on your own individually. It's a virtual meeting in the meeting solution that we call. It's called Ring Central Meetings. It's Zoom, but it's just white labeled to Ring Central, which is our phone system. So very easy to join. You can even join from your phone or tablet if you don't want to join from your computer. And you can kind of go through some quick training on the app and get some more support and more training as needed. So I hope you guys all have an awesome time at Beautiful Bucks Run and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching today, and we are excited to have you as part of the Route Genie team.